Whoa, what have we been doing in the 2 years since we left Luxor?
Yep.
That's a good question, actually. If I had to think
Well,
of
I
anything he
mean,
would do, I think he would be. I think first and foremost, he would focus on getting better at Latin, and then he would focus on trying to appraise the spear to see how much it might be worth.
all right. What has Sydney been doing?
Okay, that seems pretty reasonable. But that also, I mean, other than the Latin thing, that sounds like something that would take like, oh, so Sydney, uh, probably after getting everybody's like contact information and like stuff like that, because she'd probably like write them on occasion. Um, but being at her age, she probably went back to Hong Kong. Probably went to work for a hospital, probably as a resident, and she's probably been working on her medical. She's probably been working on her medical career on like a per diem basis, but she's probably also very interested in picking up more Mandarin and probably caught the explorer bug, and so it's probably why she shifted to more of a like a per day like a doctor. She probably investigates little, like little weekend trips to various things in Asia, probably China. Um, Other than that, she's probably just still living in Hong Kong.
All right. And now Anson, I know, spent some time healing. What else has Anson been doing?
Yeah, he spent some time in the sanitarium, um, and was able to successfully shake his obsession with metal, his temporary insanity, or his indefinite insanity, I guess. Um,
I already know the perfect fix to that. Get yourself a gold coin. Bit there, problem solved.
okay, and he spent a lot of time. He's a journalist, an investigative journalist, and I think he's probably spent some time pursuing stories that have kind of more of a supernatural bent than the kind of political and crime stuff that he was doing earlier.
So would he have gone back to working for like a paper, or is he like writing a book or something?
Well, he was free. He was freelance writing
Okay,
and selling stories for papers, so he's probably still working freelance.
okay.
But he's selling it to maybe less reputable papers that will buy the kind of stories he would be writing this time around.
Uh, could I also focus on natural worlds, specifically the Arctic?
Yes. I'm gonna give each of you 2d10 skill points that you can put wherever you want that you had spent time learning and improving yourself. Um, and I'm just gonna get going with the story. So you were all
Okay.
subsequently contacted by Miskatonic University, the International Historic and Archaeological Society, um, about an event happening in London that, due to your previous work with the society, they're going to be funding your attendance. And I believe you already all got the invitation sent to you, or you've been able to see the invitation. If not, I have it here. Basically, it's inviting you to a dinner gala at the British Museum, presented by curators Dare Merriweather, Malcolm Herod III, Colin O'Donnell, and Vernon Whitlow. Um, and it's a date. It's all about the art and statuary of Rome.
Do we know anything about those people?
Um, Most of you have never heard of them. Unless maybe through,
Could
sort of
we
like,
take some time beforehand and do some research, like some
oh,
library
of
use
Yes,
course,
rolls or
libraries.
something to research them?
I will let you all do all the research you want to do before you go. But there is a specific date you have to be in London by. So you can either do this research in London or you can do it before taking the trip out to London. It's
Could I
roughly
get
a
like a
week from
weapons
America.
permit for London?
Um, you can.
Well,
Might be
considering
easier to
Sydney's
do it
probably
in
in
London.
Hong Kong, considering Sydney's in Hong Kong, and I'd have oh, sorry.
I mean, I expect it'll be expensive.
Yes, it will be expensive. Since you're not an
So it
English
is now,
citizen.
I'm guessing, around the 1st of December.
Yeah, I will assume it's in the beginning of December, right in the beginning of the month.
That's
So you'll have about a roughly, depending on where you are in the world, roughly a week to research anything
okay.
before you have
Okay.
to travel.
Well, since Sydney's in Hong Kong at the time, and you know, Hong Kong University has like one of the better libraries in the world, I think.
Well, then I will let each one of you
Oh,
make a library use roll.
okay.
Okay. And this came to us via
It
the
was in
Miskatonic
it was in the telegram. It was included
and
with the
the
telegram.
society we all belong to, right?
Yes, they sent
So are
all
they
this to
gonna
you
pick up the bill?
for you to get there. Yes, and any other incidental charges like
Okay.
Okay.
donation to the British
I'm
Museum
not
in your
great
name.
at that, but yeah,
I
who
can do
knows?
library use.
Oh my God!
Hey, all right.
Wow.
So you do learn some stuff about these people. Let's see.
Yeah. How about
All right. So
I read somewhere that this was like the gala dinner. So yeah. How about a tuxedo?
well, yeah, they will.
I got a
They
8 for a hard
recommend
success.
that you dress nicely, but they're not going to pay for you buy a suit for you or a dress for Sydney. They figure they're already coughing up the money for the boat tickets or the train tickets if that's how Sydney plans to get from Hong Kong to at least France.
No worries, I got a credit rating of 50.
All right.
All right.
So with your research,
Yeah, that's not a big deal.
Sydney
Is
Scott,
to
it has
me.
been forever since I've seen you.
Tuxedo top.
all right. So with your research, you know that obviously Adair Merriweather is the head curator of the British Museum. He specializes in Neolithic um, pre-Roman
Hmm.
invasion in the British Isles. He's written some papers, done some research that's become well known, um, but there's nothing really interesting about his background. Nothing that you can find. O'Donnell, you know, is the most recent appointee to the British Museum as a curator. He hails from Ireland, but that's about all you can find about him that's been released in the press. Um, Herod specializes in Egyptian archaeology, and that's about it. So, and then, of course, there's just the information about the exhibit happening.
Heron, the Egyptian guy would definitely be the best person to try and sell the spear to. I'd have it like in a nice case to, like preserve it.
Okay. Let's
And
see.
Whitlow?
Um, he's
Did
an
I did I miss
you
that?
would know that he's an experienced curator,
Vernon
um,
Whitlow.
specializing in Roman history. Um, you would guess that he probably had a lot of influence in this exhibit, but there's not a lot in newspapers about him. Several publications with his name on it, but nothing that stands out.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Sometime before I leave for England, I do want to pay a visit to John Avery,
okay,
if that's at all possible.
of course. You drive out to his estate in Springfield, um, and it's still the same nice sprawling mansion, um, with the circular driveway. There's no more broken windows. There's nothing to indicate what happened at the house. But you're greeted warmly.
Okay. Um,
Oh, hello, my
yeah,
friend.
I just want to ask him. Hello, hello. I hope everything's doing well. Is Sarah getting any better, or is she still ill?
Oh no, she's still ill. She's having nightmares, tossing, turning, not sleeping well. Sort of a shame.
Hmm. Yes. Well, I wanted to visit. Well, to uh, give you my well wishes for her, obviously, and also to see if you can elaborate more on the telegram you sent me.
Uh, yes. Well,
You mentioned that.
yes, I've been longtime friends with Mr. Whitlow at the British Museum, and through him, I heard that you had been invited, and I thought I'd reach out. I kind of think it's important.
Right. You mentioned it wasn't safe.
No,
Um, do you know what kind of danger?
Whitlow wasn't specific. He did inform me that there was danger to be held, but he didn't say who or what. Just be careful.
Hmm.
I'm afraid that this has
Could you
something
give me
to
more
do.
information about Mr. Whitlow? I know he's. I know
He's friendly enough.
you're afraid it has something to do with this.
With
No,
Shay.
he's saying he has something to do, and
Oh,
he's basically getting ready.
oh,
I'm afraid
oh,
that
yeah. Sorry.
this
Okay.
what's happening in London
Yeah,
has
I'm
to do
sorry.
with
I
Sam.
hope I didn't waste any of your time.
No, of course
Please.
not.
Okay. Okay. Well, please pass my well wishes on to your wife,
I will.
and I will be careful. I will talk to Mr. Whitlow, and hopefully he will give me more information. And uh, I will be back, and I will see you again. Hopefully Sarah will be better, and maybe we could have a more friendly social visit.
That'd be great. I look forward to it.
Oh, please be well, and I
Could
leave.
could I have a meeting with the Egyptian expert?
He is in London at the moment. You would have to be in London to meet with him.
I'd have to wait till the gala.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So Sydney having like a lot of free time on her hand. Well, not a lot, but she's going to periodically visit that bar that the expedition travel or occasionally went to in Hong Kong, and just talk up the bartender. Kind of get them on my side, get them on her side, and just periodically check to see if anybody who matches that description happen to come in.
They say no one has
Did you
come
get
in.
that?
Yeah, they say nobody's come in. It looks like that fits that description.
Huh. Okay. Worth a shot. I guess I'll pack and head to the port and make my way to London.
All right. So you guys
sail
all
away. Come sail away.
Am I the only one taking a boat?
I would assume you're all going on various ships. You are met at.
I don't know. Rob and Jack might have.
I mean, theoretically, Rob could have flown if he wanted to, or Anson could have flown.
Oh, the society's picking up the tab, so I'm
My spin
going whatever.
They're
I'm
probably
using
gonna,
the ticket they
they'll
gave
probably
me.
be
If it
paying
was
for
an
a,
airline ticket, then I'll fly. If it was,
they're probably going to be paying for a ship for passage. Not
yeah,
great
that's what I
passage,
figured.
but like not quite steerage, but nowhere near first class.
Second class.
I'm not sleeping in a hammock in the engine room.
No, you.
We all saw Titanic. We're not sleeping there.
No.
That's already happened. That's
That's
already
good.
happened. It's already almost 20 years ago. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to basically make myself broke by getting my hands on a tuxedo.
okay.
Ooh. Yes, and Sydney I already bought them, but I already bought a dress and some heels and an outfit.
I'm not entirely sure how much it would cost. I'm
Mine was
looking
100.
at things like um, dress suits and that sort of thing. It's looking like
There,
maybe a tuxedo will probably be in the neighborhood of $40 or $50.
Here's what I bought.
it also does remind me, I do also have the dagger I could sell as well.
Yeah, but if I remember, that drag dagger was little more than what looked like a bush knife. The only way you're going to get a significant amount of money for it is if you sell it to somebody who's in the know, which would be interesting to keep note of.
So best to keep it handy. The Spear of Horus, on the other hand, definitely would be a big ticket item.
Yeah, but that belongs in a museum.
It belongs. It's becoming a meme at this point.
You could donate it to the British Museum and in that way perhaps purchase a little will with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
Although, given the significance of that piece, you might be able to arrange something like a knighthood or something.
There you go.
So you guys all arrive in London at roughly the same time. Just for narrative purposes, whatever ships you're on all reach the same dock on the same day at relatively the same time. You're all able to meet up with each
Wow.
other again, and a car is waiting to pick you
Different
up.
corners of the world, and we all get in at the same time. That's awesome.
Sydney Scott.
Oh, Jack Winchester. Nice to see you again.
Still carrying that spear around, I see.
In the
Actually, she's like looking behind him and saying, "Have you upgraded to a breakdown version of your elephant gun, or?"
I mean, it's still a work in progress. That would be nice, but aside that, I'm hoping to get the funds for it after, selling this exquisite beauty to the museum.
Sell? I thought you were going to donate it.
Money's a very hard thing to come by.
Says a guy with
Mm.
a astronomical credit rating.
Yeah, he's like richer than all of us. I mean, like,
Still not
but
that rich.
you know what the thing is, though? The more money you have, the more money you need to maintain that lifestyle. So,
I think that's what every rich person says. I'm not that rich.
I mean,
yeah.
I suppose you're got a point. I do know a contact that we could introduce the spear to that's in London.
Well, perhaps one of the people who are involved in the gala that we've been invited to would
Yes, of course.
be interested in it. I want to let's get someplace somewhat private where we can talk and I don't know if
Yeah, this is London. There's got to be a pub in a basement of a building somewhere.
Yeah, just get ourselves a couple of.
Say, Jack, you live here, right? You're from here, right?
That's a good question. Let me check.
I know I'm not. I'm originally from Perth, Australia.
Doesn't say he's from London. Yeah.
Okay.
well, then you know all the good places. You're from London and you're rich, you can put us up. You must have a spacious
Would you really want to stay though in Jack's spare room if he had one?
that's true.
I mean, when was your last tetanus shot? Let's put it that way.
We I assume we all have accommodations already set up for us as far as
Reservation somewhere.
They
yeah.
have paid
I
for you to
could
have
try seeing my.
rooms at the Grafton Hotel. It's a few blocks away from the docks.
Oh, that's probably a slum, but okay.
Yeah, again, not the best
All right, yeah.
accommodations,
All
but
right.
nowhere near the worst. They are trying to keep up some sort of appearance.
Yeah, like right in the middle.
Yeah.
We could
Right.
go visit my family's estate.
There is another thing. Taking a boat over to England from the U.S. I know they have firearm laws and things like that.
Right, but we took a ship. It wasn't like they had metal detectors.
Right, but they still.
Well,
So yeah, I'm just stating that I am kind of packing my revolver under kind of between clothes in my bag, so it's not so easily found. And
yeah, if I remember in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, like he's packing and he like throws his 455 Weatherby and he just throws it in his suitcase. And that's a pretty big revolver. So
yeah, you can definitely conceal.
I think if he got out of
well, since you're hiding your weapon, I am just gonna make
that's what Sydney is.
Oh, you guys are both gonna
I just
hide
want to
your
make sure I'm
weapons?
coming.
Can you both then make
Yeah.
So when I say hide my weapons, I'm hiding it in my luggage.
Yeah. I want to see how
Yeah,
well.
and I don't know whether they search luggage or anything like that. But
Let's see.
When I say hiding, I mean I'm hiding it in my luggage
You
to
are.
get it into the country. Not that I'm packing it on myself.
Not on yourself. Okay. Then I'm not going to make you guys roll to see how well it's hidden on, because you're not. It's in your bags. It's wrapped up and hidden in clothing. You're.
Yeah.
No one's going to find it
yeah,
on
it's stuff in
Wrapped
the
up
sock.
inspection.
hidden away.
Okay.
Question: Do we make luck? Did we make luck rolls at the beginning of the session?
You did not. So you
I
guys
think
can
we
make
did
luck.
at the end of the last session.
Oh, did we?
Well, you made your
we did not.
improvement
Okay.
rolls.
Oh, I will do that.
Make your luck rolls to improve your luck.
Yeah, we made
Right.
improvement rolls, but we didn't make our.
All right.
Oh, yay!
Haha. Does that mean I get max?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm glad I got that out of my system.
Get 2d10.
I
And remember, we're both lucky, so we get an extra 1d10 whether we make it or
Yep.
not.
I know a place that we'd be a bit more comfortable at than a hotel.
Okay.
I don't know if it's even there anymore, but we could check. It's
Well, I mean, I don't mind staying at the hotel they gave us. I mean, but surely we could find a pub somewhere between here and there and get a pint.
could I roll a luck roll to see like what kind of family, Jack has? That way
Oh, yeah.
there's
Well, your credit rating should let you kind of decide what kind of accommodations you might have here or there. I mean, if you're
say-
from London, you're obviously going to have some sort of.
Well, first I'll have you make a luck roll to see if the place
What's
you're thinking
the-
about is still there.
Yeah. Talk die. That is a 2.
All right, so yeah, it's still there. If that's where you wanted to go.
What was the credit rating on what page? Just trying to.
Good question.
Credit rating is on page.
It's in a couple of different places. There's one under the skill description, and then there's one with the
If you're looking
character
for the-
creation, I think.
If you're looking for the big table, it's on page 57 of the Investigator Handbook.
57. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see here. He'd be classified as wealthy. Just barely.
But still wealthy.
And that should give you information on what kind of
So
kind
it
of
wouldn't be
living
too
he would
far
be
fetched
having.
to imagine he might be part of an estate.
No, it wouldn't be far fetched.
Maybe, it's been away for it for a while. Just like go up to the door and ring the bell.
Yeah, it's that wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. You would be able to ring the bell, and a manservant answers. May I be of service? Oh, Mr. Winchester.
Master Jack.
Hey, is my folks still around? I know it's been a while since I departed.
Oh no, your parents went to
You call them
Paris.
folks. You don't say, is mother and father at
Is
home?
mother and father at home?
No, they went to Paris. So right now it's just
Your parents went to Paris.
How lovely.
so I don't have to create any other NPCs for to voice.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't want to create any more
Exactly
NPCs.
what. There you go. The living standards
Nicely
scale
done.
is on 102.
Do we have any spare rooms for some friends of mine? We met in Egypt and we actually are meeting for the gala at the British Museum.
Oh, you are? Well, that's fantastic. Of course there are rooms here.
Hmm.
I'm sure you remember your way around the home.
Do we really want to stay there, though, and not close to the gala?
It's a lot more accommodating than you'd get at the
Well,
hotel.
I'll assume that he's
true, but what
probably
I'm
got a
saying
house
is that if we're
on the northwestern side of London, where it's a little on the wealthier end.
ooh, ooh, Westminster. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Sydney's up for that. I mean, yeah. I guess we could leave a forwarding number at the hotel in case anybody from the gala needs to get a hold of us or anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's my concern is that we don't disappear and then they're saying, "Where are these people?"
Just contact all three of us at the Winchester estate.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. I'll stay at Jack's. I mean, yeah.
So it's,
Just break out the fine hooch.
yeah, it's there's no such thing as prohibition in England or anywhere else in the world. So it's
Exactly.
you're able to get whatever kind of booze you want. You get relative privacy. There's a few staff around the house,
Again,
but it's relatively private.
I think after dropping off our luggage, Sydney is going to get out her Luger, load it, put it in her inside jacket pocket, and put on a jacket and say, "Hey guys, let's go hit a pub and talk."
It has been a while since I visited a pub. What pub would I know to be a good, reputable one?
Think of a random farm object and a farm animal and put them together. Like the spaded goat or the raked cow or the yeah, they had like pictures on a wood sign outside of the pub, and that's when I studied in Bath. That's what they said. Take a random farm animal and a random farm object and put them together. And that's the name of the pub.
Sure, that works perfectly well. You find a place not too far from your house that is very well off. I mean, brick exterior, nice plastered sign, everything in good condition, and of course, the best of Irish music playing from the inside.
An Irish pub.
Yep.
Ooh. Well, we should be able to get some Guinness or something here.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a little on the crowded
Something
Mm,
side,
dark and room temperature.
but you can get a table. It's pretty isolated. You're shown to a seat in a little round
Okay.
table in the back of the pub. They serve the best room temperature ale that you can get, whether it's Guinness or anything else. And you're relatively alone. No one is paying attention to you
Uh,
whatsoever.
Sydney will have a pint of brown.
All right.
3 Guinnesses. 3 Guinness.
3 Guinness.
Jack's gonna have 3 Guinnesses.
No, it's one for each.
That's what I was thinking too. That he was ordering. I was like, okay, Sydney will have one. Jack's gonna have 3. So, Rob, how's that side of yours? You ever do any physical therapy and get that all squared away?
Oh yeah, that is
Yeah.
true.
It still bothers me from time to time. It's
You know what bothers
and
me? The nightmares. Not as badly anymore, and I've been taking Lordim for it, but they still creep up on me out of nowhere.
No drugs for me. That's the hard part. I refrain from taking anything like that because I feel like if I can't come to terms with it on my own, I never will. I still remember the river.
I remember the pot. I remember that big pot and the octopus tentacles in it. That had to be the largest octopus ever. Sydney has basically made a narrative in her head to keep herself sane that that was like some sort of giant octopus.
yeah, that was
I mean, maybe the black was ink.
Yeah, yeah. See, it makes sense. I've sat at my study like for hours and hours over days and days,
I
and that
mean,
makes sense. You know, when
the only
octopus.
sort of thing that would make sense as to what it is on human terminology would be a kraken.
Yeah, or a squid, a giant squid. I believe Captain Nemo encountered a giant squid on his
Oh
travels.
yeah, Captain Nemo, from a book that's complete fiction.
Right, but back in the time, people thought it was inspired by actual events.
Yeah, that is true actually. It's like how the
Larger than
War of the
life.
Worlds
Yeah,
quite
broadcast.
frankly, I would rather face some of the things from a Jules Verne novel than the things we've experienced
absolutely.
first in Tibet and then in
And as you guys look, you see
Egypt.
that Sydney has a little bit of a tremor in her right hand. And it's like when it's at rest, you can see a little bit of a tremor, but she tends to keep her hands moving now so that it doesn't show.
There's there's a saying in my family, if it bleeds it can die.
Well, doesn't everything bleed at some point?
It doesn't mean it's easy to kill.
No, but it can be killed. I mean, look, we got out of there. We did it. So, I mean, you know,
That's the part you should focus on. We lived.
yeah. And not like horrible. I mean, Rob's the worst of us. I mean, he came out with some injuries, but he looks okay. And I'm sure the ladies love the scars, Rob.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't show them around too
Oh,
much.
Robbie, those scars are so intense.
So, you both remember Stephen Avery?
Avery, yeah, he was on that expedition
Yeah,
that we found the photo in. Yeah,
right. He was the
I
guy
still
who was
got the
looking
photo.
for in Tibet. Right. I take out a telegram from my jacket pocket, put it on the table. I got this from his father before we left. I don't know if you can show this to them.
Sydney takes her hands off her glass under the table and says, "I don't know if I want to pick that up.
Yeah, it's
Why
kind
don't you
of
give
a
us the short version?"
well. Apparently, Stephen's father, John, is acquainted with Vernon Whitlow, one of the curators
Yeah.
who sent us the invitation, and he told John that there was some sort of danger, that it wasn't safe.
That what the gala wasn't safe.
Yeah, he didn't elaborate, but this was in regards to, he had heard that I had been invited to this thing, which is why he sent me the telegram.
So wait a second. He goes through all the trouble of sending you a telegram saying it's not safe, but doesn't give you any details.
Well, Whitlow didn't give him any details.
Oh, where did the telegram come from? Was it from London?
Oh no, it was from John Avery in Massachusetts.
Oh, how did he know we were going to London? How do you know we were going?
Whitlow must have.
Whitlow.
I'm not entirely sure how the information got from. I don't know how Whitlow knows us or how he knew to tell
Yeah,
John.
I spent a day at the Hong Kong University Library looking up those names before we, getting the invitation and everything, and I couldn't find very much. I just
Yeah.
assumed it was
So
because I was in Hong
I'm
Kong.
not entirely sure of how
What did you find out, Rob?
Whitlow came to tell Avery something about this gala to have it passed on to me, but
Well, you're in the U.S. These guys are closer to you than they are to me or Jack. Did you look these guys up? Are
I
they on the
did.
level? What'd you
I
find
looked
out?
them up too. There just seem to be, museum curators. There don't seem to be anything out of the ordinary. One of them's fairly new to the museum, um, which I don't know why it makes me suspicious, but it does. But that's not very suspicious, and the most suspicious thing, other than this telegram.
So it's suspicious in a very non-suspicious, suspicious way.
Well, lately
Ram,
I seem to err on the side of paranoia, I guess.
it's not paranoia if they're really after you, Rob.
Yeah. Well,
Sydney brings her hands back up on the table, a little bit more relaxed, and she picks up her glass of her mug of Guinness and takes a long drink of it.
anyways, it suggests that I talk to Whitlow, which I obviously will be doing.
What are we supposed to talk to Whitlow? What are you
Um,
supposed to be talking to Whitlow about?
well,
Just
hopefully,
knock
I'll
on the
get him
door,
to
say,
elaborate
"Hey,
on what kind of danger we might be in.
what if he's the danger?
Well, then
What
why
if
would
it's
he
just
warn? Why
what if
would
it
he Why would
And
he
suddenly a bit
tell
of panic
Avery?
coming to her voice. She says, "What if it's all a setup? What if it's just a trap again?"
Maybe it is. I don't know.
We faced worse.
We're not very good at
She finishes her
backing
Guinness
away
and
from these kind
singles.
of things, though, are we?
She finishes her Guinness and singles for the garçon, the waiter or waitress to come over, and asks for a bottle of whiskey and 3 glasses.
Coming right up.
And then she turns to the other two of you and says, "Okay, enough of this light stuff."
Thought we'd never get to the whiskey.
Hold on. I do need to make a call to one of the curators of the museum.
From here, in this pub, you're gonna go out and use the booth.
Yeah.
I have a phone in the pub.
Yeah,
In the
most folks
20s.
had one.
I just
Okay.
use booth so that way it's a bit more clear and coherent.
Okay, well, hopefully their whiskey will be here by then.
Yeah. Don't tip our hand, huh?
I won't.
Hey, Jack, on your way out of the pub, can you make a spot?
So, Rob, what are you being?
Sure. Hold on. Let me pull up the sheet. Spot hidden. Spot hidden. That is 17 out of 71.
All right.
Nice.
You notice a man standing at the bar talking onto to a phone. He keeps looking at you and at your compatriots, at least in your direction.
Kill him.
You can't hear the conversation he's having.
Head back to the. Head back to my friends, just like whisper to them and say, "Someone's watching us." Speaking on the phone. Don't give yourself
already?
away.
Okay.
Which one is he? The guy on the phone? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep an eye on him. If he gets up to leave, we'll go follow him.
Well, we don't want to spook him. Okay.
We could go the direct route.
Yeah, but we're not in some back alley cafe in Cairo.
No.
This is London.
I'm not talking about attacking him. I'm talking about him to the table.
Oh, right. That has always gone so well for us. Okay, yeah, let's do
What's he going to do to us in the middle of a pub? Crowded pub.
Drug us.
Ruggos.
You know, unless you think it's best that we don't let him know what we're doing.
That's what I was thinking. If we're going to confront the guy, I'd much rather do it somewhere where we have the upper hand.
All right.
All right. So, Jack, you want to make a phone call?
So did you make your call, Jack?
No, I just saw him watching and I couldn't help but feel that.
Yeah, we can keep our eye on him while you go make a call.
That'd be helpful. I'll go make the call.
All right. So you can call the British Museum. Make a luck roll.
65 out of 70.
All right. So somebody answers. It's a woman with kind of a tart voice. She asks you, um, how can she help you?
Hey, I'm looking to talk to the Egyptian experts. I have a proposition I want to offer him about a unique piece that I found in my visit to Egypt.
Oh, well, let me see if he's still in. Please give me a moment. And you're put on a brief hold before the line picks back up, and she says, "Yes, Professor Herod is here, and he will be glad to take your call. Please hold." And she transfers you your call, and you hear the phone picked up by clearly an older man who takes really deep, gaspy breaths. Hello? May I help
Professor
you?
Harris, this is Jack Winchester.
It's Herod, not Harris.
This is Jack Herod, sorry. But this is Jack Winchester. I was in an expedition in Egypt recently, and I have a unique piece that I want to offer for your appraisal and or verification.
Well, I'm not really that kind of person. I mean, if you just want someone to authenticate it, sure, I can recommend you to a few people. Some of
What
my
I know,
colleagues
what
here.
I know of the piece of it, it is known as the Spear of Horus.
Can't say I've ever heard of that before. Where did you come by this
Hmm.
piece?
It was in a temple of sorts that was near the Nile.
Near the Nile. Huh.
It was actually being held in a statue's hand.
Did you defile the statue to get a spear? Did you break it?
What I mean to say is the statue was already defiled. It was already broken when I found it, is the thing.
You say it's a
You basically
spear.
understand you're admitting to antiquities.
Like, when we got there, there were a series of 4 statues, but the only statue that was broken was the statue of Horus. And there, in the palm of his grip, was a spear, perfectly intact.
Well, I'm sure I can
Hmm.
have one of the assistant professors look at it. They can tell you. Let me see. Is there anybody
But
still here?
as for the temple itself, it tragically was destroyed due to a seismic activity. We barely got out of there alive.
You the phone goes silent for a while, but you can tell he hasn't hung up. And after a few moments, he comes back. You're talking about what happened in Luxor, the earthquake.
How would
Oh.
you know about that?
So I was in Cairo, and it was sort of on my radar. We had never worked directly with the Chicago house there, but we are definitely in communications. And I heard
I
of the tragedy.
I know a lot about the Chicago House incidents.
Oh, really?
What do you know about it?
Well, I don't think that's the kind of conversation you have over the phone. But it
Yeah,
was tragic.
apparently there are some prying eyes in. Yeah, there are apparently some prying eyes about. Is there a more secure place we can discuss this?
Well, I'm gonna be in the museum tomorrow night. Um, I don't know if you've heard, but there's a gala going on that I'm sort of
Oh, I know
required
about
to
the
attend.
gala. I've actually been invited.
Oh, you're gonna be there. Well, I will be there. Um, please, I will speak to you then. You'll be at the museum. We can go into my office and we can discuss things. Um,
And I do promise when you see the spear, you will not be disappointed. It is a miracle in of itself that we managed to preserve its beauty.
well, that's very interesting. That's good to hear. I mean, I hate to think what happened to all those antiquities that were lost during the earthquake. But if you recover something,
Inside a chamber, there was actually inside of a chamber there was a map room of Luxor,
oh really?
and inside one of the buildings was actually a hidden container of frankincense.
Hmm. That's all. That's strange and that's interesting. Um, all right. Yes. Come see me tomorrow, and we will discuss things in private. I will make sure that
Um,
I
be
have you directed.
wary.
Oh,
Be be wary. There's some inside knowledge from a reputable source that there might be danger at the gala.
I find that preposterous. We have some of the best security there. I do say there will
Hmm.
be members of Scotland Yard present, so don't worry. Nothing will happen. Is there anything
All
else
right.
I can help you with, or shall it be until tomorrow?
That's about it. Other than a interesting dagger I found in Nepal, but it's not what. It's more of a so and so only interested buyer would be more interested in it,
Oh, I am afraid with the holiday season, the only
or tribalistic.
anthropologist that I'm aware of in the museum is not going to be around. He's traveling. Oh, man, I wish I could travel. I don't have to be here for this stupid gala. But that's neither here nor there. Please, I will see you tomorrow night. And he hangs up.
All right. See you soon. Okay. I head back to the others.
By now, I imagine our whiskey is here.
Your whiskey's there. The guy who's on the phone is no longer on the phone, but he hasn't left. He's just watching. He's trying to be nonchalant about the fact that he's paying attention to you, but it's sort of obvious now that you notice him standing there. It's all right. He's just watching.
Okay. Jack!
What does it look like? Can I don't know, use maybe psychology to try and see? I mean, I don't know.
Of course, can you?
Does he have the look of a cop, or
You
does he
can.
have the look of someone more the underworld type?
Well, you can make a psychology roll.
I don't know if there's a role to try and figure that
What's the
out.
closest to a roll I can come up with?
Um, uh, okay, well, at least I got a decent psychology.
Look out, the policemen are after us.
Okay,
Police.
Hard success.
so from you're an investigative journalist. You've met all sorts of people. This is not a cop, but you wouldn't quite peg him for a criminal either, unless he was a very
I mean, does it look like he's got hostile intent, or
no,
yeah?
not necessarily hostile, but the pub that you're in looks a little high
Okay.
class for him.
Um,
He's kind of got like a little stubble.
maybe more like private investigator
Yeah, that's
type,
what I was
or
thinking. He's a PI.
You wouldn't know, but he definitely looks out of place.
it looks a little out of place then.
Yeah.
But doesn't look like a typical thug.
No.
Okay. All right.
You don't see any like signs of a broken nose.
You know, I'm a reporter.
Yep.
Okay. I am a freelance investigative reporter. Does he look like a reporter?
I
Maybe
You don't
I
think
have
so?
an idea of what I'm gonna do.
Could be, but
does
you
he
don't
look like
think
he
so.
could possibly be a reporter? Okay.
It's possible, but you don't know for sure.
All right.
There's
I'm
nothing
just
on him that would
gonna
give you
I'm
that
gonna
sort of
walk up
impression.
to the I'm gonna walk up to the guy and do some fast talk and be like, "You seem a little down on your luck, pal. You want to drink at the pub?"
Oh. No, I bet a lot on the ponies. Got a sort of lost a lot of money. Sorry. Just came here to listen to some of the music. I think I should be going.
Yeah, the music is really nice. Oh, you should be going. All right. Just take care then.
Oh. See you around, Mr. Winchester. And he walks out of the building, out of the pub.
Oh, you know your name.
And I'm gonna follow him
Okay.
and gesture to the others to follow.
Oh shit! There goes Jack. Oh, I'll down my glass of whiskey and
Mine too, and I'll leave a 20 quid on the table.
All right.
And I guess it's a chase scene.
Let's see.
well, depends on whether he's running or not.
He's not running.
Why
He's
don't
just
you try and be stealthy about
he's
it?
kind of just walking, trying to be casual.
I will follow him and just keep a speedy pace.
All right. He ends up walking into the same phone booth that you had just been in. You see him dial a number you can't see.
As I just like
He's closed the door so you can't hear what he's saying.
as I just hang up the phone on him.
You can't get into the booth with
Oh,
him.
I see.
Booths are not that big.
I'll just be out there waiting.
Are you gonna stand out there all menacingly, or are you
I'll-
gonna walk by?
I was thinking, yeah.
I could try
since we're
stealth.
doing this,
I
Anson
could
is going to
try
stand out there,
stealthing and then try to listen through the door.
cross his arms, and kind of just glare at him as he's talking on the phone.
All right. No, you
I could
can,
try stealthing and listening through the door.
You can.
Sydney will hang back.
You can make a stealth roll.
$61
Out of
for normal.
normal success. All right, you can hear him.
It's out
talking.
of hold on. 89.
All right, you hear him talking.
There we go.
To, you can't tell who he's talking to, but he's kind of talking quickly. You hear him whispering, "They've left the pub. I don't know where they're going. Do you want me to follow them?" Okay. All right, I will. And he hangs up the phone, and you're able to move out of the way before he turns around.
I am gonna grapple him.
He sees all the three of you standing out there, and you can almost imagine him starting to sweat. And he tries to run away.
Who were you talking to?
Nobody.
Can I make a grapple check?
Yes, you can.
Or Would that be fighting brawl or strength?
Well, what are you trying to do? You trying to beat him
Fighting
down, or you trying
brawl,
to
yeah.
hold him?
Maneuver.
Trying to hold him
That would be a maneuver.
or restrain maneuver. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd have to do the fighting brawl first.
Yep.
Okay. That is a 21 out of, what is it, 65? So at least a hard.
All right, you're able to just grab hold of him, and he's struggling against your hold, but he's not able to escape. He just starts saying, "Let me go, please, let me go. This ain't worth it. Let me go."
Again, who was talking to you? Why are you following us?
I don't have a name, just a
As
number.
I start gripping.
It's just a number. Some guy. I don't know. This guy told me to keep
So
an
some
eye.
guy just gave you what?
He gave me a list of names, told me to keep an eye out. He had me stake out this.
What are the list of names?
Jack, Anson,
Give me the names.
Sydney. Those are the 3 people I have to look for.
What's the number?
He rattles off a phone number. Please just let me go. This is not worth it. Please, I didn't sign up for this.
You're right. It's not worth it. Don't
What
pry
are you,
into things that aren't your business.
Just let me go, please.
what are you, a private eye?
No, Jesus, no, please, no. I'm.
What are you?
He's probably just
Just some mook who takes money from people who...
Yeah, that you could say that. Yeah, just people come over on vacation. I see what I can get out of their pockets. Helps put food on the table at least.
Ah, so you're okay. And some guy paid you. How'd he pay you?
Well, he sort of just hired me.
If yet,
Handed me a few notes, a lot of notes, for me to basically just stand watch. Then I saw.
what's this guy look like?
I don't know. He's Asian. Kind of didn't really show me his whole face. Really couldn't see him well. Dressed very nice.
Wasn't one of the people in the photo Asian? Wasn't one of the people on the expedition photo Asian?
No.
No. Only other Asian people when you were.
My advice, while you still can, don't go back to him.
So he gave you names. He told you to keep in touch with him over the phone and let him know what we're doing. Anything else?
He just wanted to know where you are.
He gave us.
He gave you guys the phone number. He kind of willingly did it.
Heed this advice. Don't go back to him. Whoever he is, he doesn't have the brightest intentions.
Don't worry about it. I'm just... Let me go and you'll never see me again.
I better not. I let him go.
He coughs a little bit, then takes off running. Yeah, he's getting out of there as soon as he can.
I don't blame him. So the only other Asian people we knew were from were from Nepal.
Yep.
And it can't be the professor that took us all out there because he died.
I
So
don't think he was Asian, anyways.
No, he was
I don't.
that's true.
tall.
British.
Well, he was actually American, but he was stuffy.
Oh. Okay. So it had to be somebody from the monastery, maybe?
They don't look like they have the
Anybody good at
resources.
mimicking their voice?
No.
Nah. Can't get rid of this Massachusetts accent.
But maybe we could find, maybe we could have the operator, like just call the operator and give them the number and ask them what the name of the registered, what's the name of the person with that number?
That's a
We can
possibility.
try the operator and do it that way.
All right. So you call the operator, give them the phone number, and they inform you that the phone number goes back to the Grafton Hotel of London.
Isn't that a coincidence?
Isn't it a good idea we decided not to stay at the Grafton Hotel? Thanks, Jack. That was a good idea. So now all we got to do is go to the Grafton Hotel and track down slip the concierge some money and find out what number rings that number belongs to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the number's probably at the desk. The rooms may not have their own phones, particularly in a more seedy type
Well,
hotel.
let's
Well,
head to
that's true, but if the guy was calling him, I don't see the guy waiting at the front desk for hours and hours and for a phone call.
That's true. Or talking.
Let's go investigate the hotel then.
What time is it?
It's getting pretty late. You guys arrived in London in the afternoon, and then just by traveling, and then going drinking at the pub, it's been a few hours. It's definitely after sundown.
Well, maybe now's a good time to go check it out.
Yeah, we might as well. We don't have any other leads.
All right.
Before we head off, though, I kind of nudge Anston. I'm pretty sure Jack's armed. Are you?
No, pat my
Okay.
jacket. Yeah, I've got.
You brought your revolver.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because all the kids, right?
Sydney's got her Luger.
Hello, Internet. Mike Bertolini here, and I just want to know, do you like things? Do you like scary things? Well, I've got a treat for you. For a limited time, you can pick up a copy of Scary Stories from M Presents on sale. Link in the description.